The iCAR Racing League heads into Isle Club Speedway for its second race of this season. Have 20 races overall. And that begins right now. The iCAR Racing League is now at Isle Club Speedway once again for its second race of the season. We're here on the grid right now, 11 drivers, competition caution coming up at lap number 40. 80 laps here today, this evening, whatever you want to call it. Austin Edstrom in that number 81 will be starting on the inside. Of course, from this view is the right side of your screen. Andrew Mendez starts to his outside in second place. About 400ths of a second of a difference. That's 0.04. Those that don't know how decimals work. Matt Cherry in the number 81 will be rolling off. Sorry, the 01. That's about fun there. Matt Cherry in the 01 starts off in third place. Brady Briggs in the number 48 starts in fourth place. Starting in fifth. And starting in sixth to his outside is going to be Connor Boris, rounding out that top six. Next up is going to be number 83 of Alex Huffman, and then Brian Wright in the number 43 rolls off in 8th place. Got News on in the number 4. Brendan Parsons in the number 80 will be making his start in, unfortunately, last place. So that is first place, bringing this field to green in just a few moments. Race 1 is down. Your point standings from last week will be up in pretty much a few moments. Another possible pace car is off, and the green flag is out. We are underway at Isle Club Speedway. Of Austin Edstrom leads the first. As we're only on number 2. Strong start, but not anymore. A little bit loose to the inside was that number 12. Chevy Camaro ZL1 will be coming around in did obviously did manage to get that scan. So it's going to be quite interesting to see if that can affect your on-highway racing, at least the body of the car. Because me, I love that Camaro. Looks amazing. Very good to the inside. Trying to get that third place position back. Competition caution at lap 40. Less than That's new, of course. Oh, hello, Connor Boris. Look excited. we saw in the start, Andrew Mendez here was coming out. Mendez didn't really get a so at the moment that's looking to set him back right now, but he's managing to hang on pretty well. Just a couple of adjustments to make sure everything is working properly. Hopefully volumes have been properly adjusted. Doesn't matter. Here's hoping that volumes are now actually properly adjusted. And hopefully you can understand what the action is going around. Andrew Mendez again didn't get a good start coming out of turn number 2 for that first lap. Look at this. David Canes all the way up to the high side. Almost the Larson line, if you will, which is that really high line right up against the wall. But it wasn't against that wall per se, so he's going to be dropping back to that position. Closest spot on the track seems to be between the 48 and the number 12. It's great breeze in that 48. Connor is really loose coming off of turn number 4. He's having to fight that 4. Bray Briggs is also going to be fighting that 4, except on track and in the Chevy. This is going to be something to watch out for. Is that when the tires get really worn, Briggs is extremely close to Connor. Got loosened up, I think. Connor got a little bit loose coming up turn number 2. He's loose out of practically every single corner. Something hopefully he can adjust himself towards his driving style. Maybe not, as the 48 is going to make contact with Connor. Connor's going to go all the way up to the high side. Brady makes his way by just fine, but the 4 is also going to get into the wall trying to avoid. That's number 4, Jonathan Azon. Helping the limit for the person that's really on the low side of this now is going to be the number 12, Connor Boris. And Brian Wright almost slides his way up in the background there. Going to make Connor stay even worse. Connor is not having a good day already. Only got 7. Still is coming off turn number 3, turn number 4. Now the inside's going to be outside for his 4th place position right now. As I head down into turn number 1, Austin Westrom has a comfortable lead, but a comfortable gap, however. You can take a look right now between 2nd and 3rd, Matt Cherry. So people are focused on Andrew Mendez. It's already on that halfway point of this back straightaway. I was going to switch to that camera. We're going to switch to the blimp here. You can't even see Andrew Mendez in this camera angle right here. But he is all the way just coming off of turn number 2. 4. My goodness. I cannot get corners correctly for some reason. Meanwhile, to the inside, it's going to be that number 4, Jonathan Azon now. That silver vehicle, as you can see on the far right-hand side. Brian Wright makes his way by Connor Boris. But right now, between the 4 and the 48, take the 4, Jonathan is going to make his way around just fine for that 5th place position. Take a look at Connor Boris. And to fight that wheel coming off of turn number 4. Off track is going to be the number, looks like the 11, no, that's the 10 of Brian Wright, sorry, the 43 of Brian Wright. Something must have happened. He must have went off of the corner coming, yeah, after number 2. Must have gotten loose. Let's find out. No, got too tight, got into the wall and spun all the way down almost into the pit barrier. Good job by Brian to not at least destroy that car and get it in the pit barrier. He actually got that really clean too. Right now, Brian is all the way back in 11th position. Far away from Brendan Parsons. This is the gap between 1st and 2nd right now. Matt Cherry in that red and white vehicle. Both Chevys in the front pack right now. Not in the pack, I should say. front little group that we have. Again, competition caution coming out in, well, right now is about to be 29 laps. Matt Cherry looking to the inside. No momentum as of yet, but he is there. Andrew Mendez in third, fourth is going to be Alex Upland. Val for fifth still. Dropping to the inside of another Val for seventh as of right now. David Kane's going to go all the way up top into the wrong portion of this track. Got into the outside wall, hanging turns 3 and 4, 1 and 2. Still somehow connected corners correct. I have no idea why. That's been a long week apparently. Got numbers mixed up, drivers mixed up, positions and car numbers. Before right now, he's running a very, very high line. He's about to go drift up into the wall. Look at that 12 sideways off of turn number 34. There it is again. It's good to go off and actually get used to ovals again, apparently. For the outside, it's going to be the number 3 of David Kayens as they enter turns 1 and 2. They're flying back on the inside. It's going to be on Boris, almost drifting up. He's going to have to slide it through turns 1 and 2. Somehow still keeps going forward. That became first and second. Still relatively the same lap time comparisons. On previous lap was Matt Cherry with a 41.228. Austin Estrom with a 41.253, so about 300ths faster as Matt Cherry. That could have been just from the slipstream though. Look at this distance. Here's Matt Cherry and Andrew Mendez. Sorry, the first two, and then here's Andrew Mendez. Got Alex Huffman, Brady Briggs, and Jonathan Mazon still battling it out. Well, Jonathan's attempting to at the very least. He's just sitting right now behind Brady. Possibly waiting for that right moment. Austin Estrom using that inside line to his advantage. That's whatever advantage that he can get it too. It's not even needs that line. Well, technically, it's going to be apron. We haven't really seen anybody use the turns 3 and 4 apron as an inside line. It kind of makes sense though, because these cars aren't exactly built as I believe Brady gets a little bit loose. We take a look at Connor as he comes up the corner. He looks a little bit fine. He's doing alright. But it kind of makes sense though, as the traction returns 3 and 4, the 8 from the racetrack to the 8, the transition in terms of banking is drastic in one case. And Brian Wright, fortunately not on the best end of things. Is, well, he's not the only one. Sorry, the 12 isn't the only driver getting loose on 3 and 4. Everyone's starting to lose their tires right now. I can say, however, from personal experience in the Class A Irish series that these tires can wear down quickly if you don't run the correct line. And well, Matt Cherry, he's having to fall back right now on his tires. And a little bit loose coming off turn 4. We're going to be seeing this a lot tonight. Austin's fine. Alex is alright. Brady Briggs maybe just a little bit loose. Look at the car. He's drifting a bit. Raymond Castile right now. He's number 95. Making his first start as Brian Wright exits pit road. Raymond Castile here in the 95. His first start in this series for this week. Doing an amazing job so far, but in some cases not so much. Brendan Parsons is also exiting pit road. I believe that was Brendan Parsons exiting pit road. Yes, it was. Not sure what happened to Brendan Parsons, but he is well off the pace. You can see his speed right now is relatively 95 miles an hour, and well, there he goes. That might have been the problem. I'm going to take a look back and see if anything had happened, anything drastic at least. Again, the 80 of Brendan Parsons having some issues right now. And he's going to get loose off of turn 4. Tries to correct hard into the outside wall. Right in the restart zone, no less. He's going to have to Still tries to turn it around, decides to reverse off the track just for safety reasons. And apparently possible problems for the number 12 of Connor Boris. Gonna get loose again, decides to pull it into pit road. I believe Connor's actually just retired his race car for now. And it looks like he has decided to retire. Brendan Parsons also with some problems, received throughput issues. It's basically connection, so hopefully he can get back up in time, as there is a competition caution. He has 21 laps. And now he's shown, well, 3 laps down actually, my goodness. Well, hopefully he can get those back up in time. Raymond Castile is in pit road. It's like he's choosing to retire as well. Might have spun. It's turn number 4. Take a look at the replay. Heading down into turns 3 and 4. He's going to slide up. That's a bit too much and too early. Yep, into the wall. Overcorrects. He keeps it locked down and gets it back going, and almost into the wall. Looks like he just couldn't get going in time, unfortunately. Calls of pit stops coming over the radio. Between the 48 and his crew, who's going to be heading to pit road this time around. Here comes the 4, and appears to be almost everybody. Edstrom leaving pit road. Mendez has yet to pit. Take a ride on board the number 48. He has a little bit of damage though. Take a look on board the number 4. There goes Brady into his pit stall, and Jonathan overshoots just ever so slightly, still having to back up. Now he gets it in pit road. The current leader is Andrew Mendez in the number 29. David Cairns and almost David Cairns in the outside wall. That's outside him in the 7th. Austin Edstrom in the 3rd. Matt Cherry 4th, just coming up at road. Brady Briggs and shuffling just a bit. David Cairns going really wide coming out turn number 2. Let's see if he hit the wall. At the very least. No, he did not. He just had a wide entry, so everything is all right with David Cairns. Andrew Mendez looks like he got loose out turn number 4 passing. Nothing too major. He is on low tires. Here comes the number 01 of Matt Cherry to get back onto his lead lap. Comes the 48 of Brady Briggs as well. So it looks like the 29 and 3. Mendez still hanging on. And he's going to have to pit road this time. They lock up the tires. Nope. You guys get in time. David Cairns almost into the outside wall. So David Cairns is the only one that has yet to pit right now. He's going to need that, but again, back back to tire discussion is that, again, from personal experience, I don't believe I've been able to finish that thought, is that at the end of a 40-lap run, your right front tire, at least my right front tire personally, was about 43% wear. So it was about 43% of the tire left remaining after 40 laps. So you can, that's probably what David is doing, or maybe he's just pitting earlier. Sorry, he's probably just pitting later than everybody else. But he's the only one that has left to pit. And still nothing as of yet. Number 81 in second, Matt Cherry third, fourth Alex Heckman, fifth Jonathan Mazon, Ray Briggs in sixth, and Andrew Mendez seventh. Brian Wright still hanging on. He's currently at least 1 or 2 laps down. That will be a double check as seeing how possible. Brian's going to let Andrew Mendez go, who is on fresher tires. David Caines still has yet to pit. Here's the thing, his gap is, here's David Caines right here, which is pretty obvious. Then Austin Edstrom in second. We're going to wait till David Caines comes out of turn number 2. David Caines is out of turn number 2 now. Just out of turn number 4 is Austin Edstrom. So David's got enough time if he wants to pit right now, but I don't think he's going to. Only a matter of time. Across this battle, it seems as, well, not really even a battle, it's just between these 4 drivers. Alex Huffman, Jonathan Amazon, Brady Briggs, and Andrew Mendez. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. We'll take another look at David Caines. Still has yet to pit. Maybe he's going to split this up into a 2-stop race. Or should I say a 1-stop race? Ride on board with David Caines. See what the lap around here is like on the gyro cone. We're gonna wait, although, until he hits the start-finish line. There we go. This is gonna be quite interesting. Looks like the one time we decided to do that, David Caines now heads to pit road, so he's going to have to pit road here on lap 30, get down to 50 miles an hour is what I believe the speed limit is. Nope, 55, so he was well under the limit, but that's a good thing. You can see on his RPM, okay, I was running 60 miles an hour actually. You can see on his RPM, that's about 3,300 there, just in the bottom left. Austin Edstrom now is going to take over the lead. We're going to take a bit of a break here, and of course, just some impromptu editing. But nonetheless, we will be back just at the halfway point, or at least at lap 35, whichever occurs first. Stay tuned, because this is the iCAR Cup Series Racing League.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Back here live at Auto Club Speedway here for the second of 20 races here in the iCAR Racing League Cup Series. Journey to the chase is still ongoing. And just like this race, Austin Edstrom's lead is still ongoing. Again, just some, we will impromptu editing. Lemmings, however, on the bright side, will be up in just a few moments. As Austin Edstrom says, we're currently on lap 38. As of right now, he's heading down into turns 1 and 2 right now. And here are the point standings after Daytona. Tom Nicholasette, Brady Briggs, Austin Edstrom, Alex Ekman, Brandon Parsons, Jeff Gilmore, Cole Harper, Andrew Mendez, David Kings, Brian Wright, Jonathan Nazon, Ronald Head, Taku Watazzi, and Matt Cherry are your top 15. Brian Wright, his background is under red, as is because that is the cut line. Brad Harris, Russ Capel, and Justin Prince. The rest of those drivers, Justin Prince did not start last week, did not start this week as well. Unfortunate for him, but again, Brian Wright, his background is under red. That's not for him specifically. That is 10th place. That is where the cutoff is for at least the first half of the chase. The second half of the chase, it will move up to 5th place. So, nearing the halfway point. Let's see if we could word in with some of these drivers. Matt Cherry has closed the gap, actually, between our break that we had and our overview of points. Andrew Mendez in 3rd, Alex Ekman in 4th, 5th, Amazon. Brady Briggs in 6th. Those two have not broken apart, apparently. David Kane's in 7th, and Brian Wright still hanging on in 3rd. So this time around, we will see the competition caution come out here for the halfway point. So this gives you another chance to get whatever you want for a snack, a little of a break, get some popcorn maybe. Austin Edstrom coming around turn number 4 to complete lap 40. Matt Cherry in 2nd, 3rd, Andrew Mendez. No playoff points. And there's the halfway point. We're now under caution for the first time today. This is the competition caution. There's no need to panic. pace car is out on the track right now. Not even yet, actually. My goodness. Well, prove me wrong, pace car. Thank you very much. It's probably just waiting for Austin Edstrom to head around turn 4. No checking yet. You guys have to go around just a little bit more. Now the safety car rolls off. Now this is the view you will be seeing for the majority of the caution, but first, while we start the chance, we'll be taking a look at our results that we've had so far here at the halfway point. Austin Edstrom, Matt Cherry, Andrew Mendez round out first through 5th as of the start-finish line. Brady Briggs in 6th, David Keynes and Brian Wright. Brian Wright is, there he is, officially down. Evan Castile, Connor Boris, and Brendan Parsons have retired early on due to damage. So, I did say I was going to get a word in with at least somebody. We're going to wait just a bit. I'm going to see if anyone's going to have to do pit road this time around, and that looks like a yes. All the drivers now heading down pit road. Almost all of them, except the number 4. I believe somebody stayed out. My scoring is just a bit off. It was Brian Wright that stayed out. 4 tires and fuel for a majority of this field. First off pit road. Goodness. I'm going to take a look at that race off pit road. That was just a bit close. We're going to double check that one. Either the number 81 of Austin Edstrom or the number 83 of Alex Huffman. Let's see if we can get the best possible camera angle. There's the 81, the 83. Goodness. That was a close race off. We're going to take a look at a lot slower. It looks like the 83 of Huffman just barely beat Edstrom off of pit road. But unfortunately, Austin Edstrom was scored first off pit road. So we're going to see, depending on if the caution lights are going to stay on or not, get an interview in with somebody. Lights are still on. We're going to see if we can get an interview. Once again, this is the iCAR Racing League, the Cup Series, second race here at Daytona. Goodness gracious, we completed the first race at Daytona. The second race here, first race, whatever you want to call it. It's Auto Club, that's all I know apparently. Been a long day, so. So we're going to step aside for just a few moments again. So again, while I still have the chance, go and get a snack, get a drink, get some refreshments, go get whatever you can. This is going to be an interesting second half of the race. Stay tuned, as this is the iCAR Racing League Cup Series on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. Back here at Auto Club for the iCAR Racing League Cup Series here at Auto Club for its second race of the season out of 20. Point standings will be shown as soon as possible. Right now, we're going to get to some exciting action. As the pace car is going to dive off to pit road, the 81 of Austin Edstrom in the lead. Green flag is back out, and we are once again underway here at Auto Club for second half of the race. I was about to say second half of the season. 35 side by side between the 83 of Alex Huffman and Matt Cherry. He's looking to the inside. I thought I was going to make a move off the corner. Apologies for the logo staying up in the screen there. Technical issues, if you will, but that shows me right there just behind Brady Briggs. And here comes Andrew Mendez to the inside in that number 29. And Cherry's going to head down to the bottom as well, trying to, essentially in the way he's blocking Mendez, but also the way he's also following Brady Briggs in that 48. So, questionable? Yes, but I mean, that's what it seems like. Go focus on the driver that's in front of you. You don't know what the driver behind you is doing. And to the inside for that third place position goes Cherry. Going to get that position and run away with it, if you will. Remember, he was closing in with Austin Edstrom just before the halfway point, and well, it spoke all the way too soon as Brady was looking to the inside of Cherry. And look at this, Alex Huffman having some issues, it looks like, coming off the corner. Cherry having an amazing run coming up from the I may not actually sound excited, but I'm trying to sound excited. It's usually my voice. If I'm coming off as monotone, well, that's most likely my voice. But to the inside, it's going to be Matt Cherry. Third place that time around at the start finish line. Now down to the inside, trying to get that second place position. And a clear Huffman coming off turn number 2. Mendez is having a great view of this, even David Keynes. David playing with that throttle just a little bit for the corners, trying to not overdrive it, essentially, straight the outside wall. And tires are going to be another factor in this battle. Here comes Brady, Briggs to the inside, Alex up and having to check out, almost doored him, no less. And here comes Mendez, nowhere else to go except the inside lane now as he chooses that. He lost the momentum, but they slow him down just a little bit. Now David Keynes is going to be headed to the inside. Inside the fifth goes David Keynes. And Mendez looks like he's headed to pit road right now, and he is. Pit speed limit is about 60 miles an hour from what we have seen earlier. Mendez is essentially having a few problems. Maybe deciding to pit early right now instead of doing that later. That could work out. He would have fresher tires, but maybe not. Right side tires up. He's taking tires. Question is he taking fuel? But it's more of a tire strategy shot. Just right sides only. He's down and away. Rest of the pack match. Harry back up to second place. Brady Briggs now starting to attack Alex Huffman in that third place position. Into the wall. And Brady Briggs, you saw some sparks fly up. And that momentum, that gap just increased ever so slightly for Brady. Gap now between first and second appears to be closing just ever so slightly. It'll be Matt Sherry in second there. You can see him in the distance. First car right now following practically the exact same amount that Edson was following. Into the corner, out the corner, into the triangle. And looks like Sherry went just a bit wide, but he's going to keep it straight. Into the corner goes Edstrom, and he gets the advantage, but Matt Cherry through the middle of the corner, essentially equal lap times. We'll take a look at this right now. Across the line, Edstrom with a 40.780. Matt Cherry with a 40.855. A good battle room over here for appears to be second, third place, fourth place I should say. Brady Briggs on the receiving end of an attack from Andrew Mendez. Andrew Mendez, he pit earlier, don't forget, so not essentially a battle. Andrew Mendez can get his lap back though. Alex Huffman letting him by on the high side because Andrew Mendez was using that line to get momentum. He's to his advantage, and Alex just decided to not put up any trouble whatsoever. David Keynes is still running that outside lane, or at least a higher lane. Now he's going to head to pit road early right now. 24 laps to go, 23 should be at least once he hits pit road. There it is. Essentially, David Keynes has decided that he's had enough running on his old tires. Last time these drivers pitted was about lap 40, which is essentially the halfway point of this race. Looking at the inside of Matt Sherry, gets a little bit loose. Maybe twice. He's going to look to the outside now. Now, 3 and 4 they go. 29 not on the lead lap as of yet. Essentially a track position battle between the 0-1 and the 29. Sharon making him essentially forcing Andrew Mendez to run the high line. Mendez is better on that line, so that's going to benefit him just a little bit. He got loose in turn 4, and there goes Matt Sherry to pit road now. Everyone's decided to pit already. It's only been about 10 or so laps. Not even 10 laps, almost 20. Now Austin Edstrom is in the lead with about 2-second lead. As he goes on second right here in this black and blue Chevy SS. Brady Briggs just directly behind him. Top 3 it appears to be, all Chevys. 4, 5. Yep, top 5, all Chevrolets, and there goes Edstrom to the pit road. Alex Huffman could be following. Yes, he is. Brady Briggs also following. Brian Wright not following yet. So one-lap fresher tires could help him out drastically. Andrew Mendez is back on the lead lap now. He was essentially the first driver to pit, so he's going to be on the oldest tires out of all these drivers. Edstrom leading 48 laps out of 40. Mendez, James, Cherry all having yet to eventually pass these cars. Brian Wright heading to pit road this time around. No, not yet. He's going to stretch this as much as he can and get the advantage on his drivers. Essentially, he can have a one-lap advantage right now if he decides to pit this time around. Andrew Mendez now up to second. Third, David James now 3, and that could change. Well, that's going to change right now, actually, as to the inside is going to go Matt Cherry for that third place. Edstrom in 5th, Huffman in 6th, Briggs in 7th, and here's Brian Wright. Here's the gap as well, 33 seconds. I'm going to take a look right now to the start-finish line. Goes David James. The start-finish line goes Brian Wright. Andrew Mendez. Now just about in. There's 1 and 2 right there. That's how large the gap is. Being first and second, pretty much essentially the entire track. Minus a couple of corners. And Brian Wright running a very high line. And just to keep it off the wall. Question is though, when is Brian Wright going to hit the pit road? Could be this time around. Nope. Well, I'm about to say I was taking on board local Brian Wright, but the last time I said that, it was David Canes. Last time we tried that with, the first time I should say, you went to pit road. Yeah, and all the way up top is going to be Andrew Mendez, running essentially a very wide line, almost into the turn 4 safety barrier. Brian Wright still has yet to pit road. He could be pitting with about 15 laps to go, maybe this time around. We'll keep you updated on that. Andrew Mendez running a very high line, maybe trying to save his tires. Not really enough grip up there to keep any momentum though. That's going to send him back to 5th place. now 6th place. 7 drivers running out of 11. 4 have retired. From 11th to 8th. That is Brandon Parsons in 11th, Connor Boris in 10th, Raymond Castillo in 9th, 8th, Jonathan Azon. And 15 laps to go, still no move from Brian Wright, 27 seconds. That's the gap between he and Matt Cherry. Still has yet to head to pit road. This could be questionable, but this could work out in his favor. 25.7 seconds between he and Matt Cherry. Gonna keep this up and keep an eye on Brian Wright. Get a rough estimate of how much that gap decreases. Look at this gap, it's still decreasing. Decreasing rapidly as well. Matt Cherry had the chance to pit with about 33 second gap. He still has not yet done that. 2.1 or so seconds, 2.2, or 1.3 now, 0.4, 1.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, about 1.8 seconds, so essentially 2 seconds. Matt Cherry closes every single lap. 13 laps to go, 23 seconds remaining. Matt Cherry's going at this rate. Matt Cherry will catch up to Brian Wright if he chooses to not pit. 3 times 12 is 24, so it's about 24-second difference. 2 seconds per lap over 12 laps for Matt Cherry. Never mind. David Keynes and another driver, looks like Andrew Mendez. No, Brady Briggs. Crash off turn number 4. This is the chance that Brian Wright needed. A 2-car crash coming off turn number 4 already. This is going to be an interesting race to the finish. We could have about 7 or 8 laps remaining here in this race. After number 4, between the 3 and the 48, a little bit of a battle. Just barely clipped the quarter panel of David Keynes as Brady Briggs. He hits the outside wall. So does David Keynes. Mendez comes up onto the accident a little bit late, essentially avoiding it. That just seemed to be just a little bit of a error on, a little bit of a misjudgment error, timing error, if you will. In the end of Brady Briggs. So we'll take a look at this for Andrew Mendez. Second caution of the day. I'm going to take a look who's heading to pit road. I think it's going to be Brian Wright, Matt Cherry, Austin Edstrom, Alex Huffman. Andrew Mendez chooses to pit. Brady Briggs still making his way around. He'll have to pit. So will David Keynes. Now the real question is who's going to make it off of pit road first? It'll be Brian Wright, will it be Matt Cherry, Austin Edstrom, Huffman, or Mendez? Mendez all the way in the distant back there. Brian Wright first to his pit stall, the last pit stall in this pit road. We're going to take a look at him. He's on. Oh, Matt Cherry overshot his pit stall just a little bit. He had to back up. 4 tires for Brian Wright. Could essentially be the race for Matt Cherry. David Keynes up pit road, swinging the tires too much. First off is going to be the 81 or the 43. Looks like the 81 made his way off of pit road first. Taking a look back. Going to take a look at the 01 heading into his pit stall. Once again, 01 right there. There goes the 81. 01 into his pit stall. Overshoots, slides the tires just ever so slightly. And in fact, actual shock is that Brady Briggs decided to stay out, deciding to keep that 1 lap lead of a bonus point, but that's not going to happen as well. Unfortunately for him, he is on 0 laps lead as of right now, so he's going to head to pit road. Unfortunate for Brady Briggs. Trying to get that 1 lap lead. Didn't work out. Austin Edstrom now in first place. Second place going to be a Brian Wright. Third is Alex Huffman. Fourth, Matt Cherry. Fifth, Andrew Mendez. Sixth, David Keynes. Well, never mind. What happened to David Keynes? My goodness. Now David Keynes had to wait. My goodness. David Keynes. Did David Keynes make more contact? I'm going to take another look. I don't recall David Keynes having that much front-end damage. Excuse the pausing just for a little bit. Did David Keynes make extra contact, or that? Now that was from the initial contact, but it's right on board with him anyway. See where that contact came from. We saw where it came from. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make this a. Gotta change the camera angle for a second. There's the contact. Just barely getting clipped is going to be the 48. And heavy front end damage to the 3 of David Keynes. Essentially not the race they wanted to have, as we still have a chance. Tommy Gossett, Brady Briggs, Austin Edstrom, Alex Huffman, Brandon Parsons, Jeff Gilmore, Gerald Harper, Andrew Mendez, David Keynes, and Brian Wright. Your top 10, Jonathan Azon, Ronald Head, Shaku Watauzi, and Matt Cherry, top 14. And then we have Brad Harris, Rusty Capel, and Justin Prince rounding out your points. Again, the red background. We're going to take a look at this one more time in just a few moments. 9 laps to go, it looks like. So again, the red background for Brian Wright, that doesn't indicate that he's in the... Brian Wright is essentially on the cut line. That is a 10th place position right there. That is the cut line. But then it will soon move to 5th place, which is going to be the next cut line. Once we hit the second round of the chase, or at least the first round of the chase is what we will hit. So we will be showing the entire field up until race. I'm going to double check this. I want to say race 15, race 12, or 13. 13 should be it. Yes, race 13, Daytona, 14 is Charlotte, 15 Texas, and Richmond is 16. So essentially that is round 1, your top 10 drivers, which is where Brian Wright is. He is one of the last drivers on this cut line. So essentially, if it were to head over to the chase right now, he would, well, as of last week I should say, he would then be in line to get into the chase, but then he would have to make his way up to 5th. So this is where it all comes down to. 8 laps. Once we hit the green, David Keynes having to repair his car. He's going to be most likely retiring early. Pace car off. Green is out. Austin Edstrom hard on the pedal already. That's going to catch the entire outside bottom off the car. Let's see how dominant he's been. But Austin Edstrom back into the lead. 51 laps of that now. And into turns 1 and 2, Matt Cherry falling back just a little bit, forcing Andrew Mendez to fall back all the way to the outside. Keeps it off the outside wall. There goes Matt Cherry up to working his way a second place. Onboard Brian Wright, David Keynes is out of pit road right now. Look at how close these 2 drivers are. My goodness, Matt Cherry. Into the wall goes a 83, and he's going to go off the track. Alex Huffman all the way off the track and almost into the 48. That sends him all the way to the back of 6th place. Look at the line that Andrew Mendez is running and Brian Wright. And the 43 almost into the outside wall coming out of turn number 2. 7 laps to go, almost making contact. The 83 is coming on. Up Up ahead, Brady Briggs challenging for second place. Good look at 0.9 seconds separates first and second. That's Austin Estrom who we're focused on right now, and Matt Cherry, who's just out of the picture. There he is in the distance. Third car on the screen. Right there. Like just past. There he is. Just on the right hand side. Again, 0.9 seconds. Essentially, looks like to be equal lap times between Estrom and Cherry. Well, maybe not. I think Estrom got a little bit loose, but Cherry got an amazing run. That just closed out 0.2 of a second. Last time around, lap times 39.983 for Estrom, 39.824 for Matt Cherry, who's only allowed to be and he's still closing that gap. To the high side, he will at least finish this race out as strong as possible in 7th place with as many points as possible. Matt Cherry is trying to close the distance between he and Estrom. 3.5 laps remaining when they hit the back straightaway. Cherry does something that Estrom doesn't. Cherry got loose after number 2. Cherry does have the slipstream. The drafting number 3, David Kames. Not anymore. Cherry's going to have to make his line and his run as smooth as possible. 3 laps to go for Estrom. Once again to 0.9 seconds. Essentially equal lap times still remain between these front two drivers, 40.0 and a 40.1, first and second respectively. At the moment, it looks like Austin Estrom could walk away with this win. Don't forget, he could at least be getting just a little bit loose coming out of the corners, and pretty much any time between now and the checkered flag, and that's what Matt Cherry is hoping for. Turns 3 and 4 for the second to last time. Estrom to the white flag. Matt Cherry is hoping for a huge mess up from Austin Estrom, but at this rate it doesn't appear to be that way. The next closest spot that we have is between third. Between the 48 and 29 Mendez. Austin Estrom, after his teammate had won last week, he's going to win this week. Number 81 of Austin Estrom comes out to number 4 to take the win, almost getting to the outside wall, to take the win here at Alcott Speedway for Matt Cherry in second, third place. No battle. Unfortunately, Andrew Mendez couldn't get there in time. Brady Briggs finishes in third. So Austin Estrom walks away at Auto Club with the second win of the season. 2 drivers, 2 different winners. Sorry, 2 races, 2 different winners. Austin Estrom waiting to burn it down the front straight away. And almost into the outside wall he goes. Austin Edstrom, the second driver of 2 winners. My goodness. So far this season, 2 drivers, oh my goodness, I'm still getting that wrong, but 2 drivers have won 2 races. 2 different drivers have won 2 different races, I should say. Can we see that streak continue in this league? As Austin Edstrom is just going to do a semi-Polish victory lap right now instead of deciding to do a burnout. I think his arms are too tired. Those tires are way too worn out, ironically, to do an actual burnout. And hello, there goes Matt Sherry. And there goes Edstrom. Well, this is Junior's first of that. Matt Sherry doing some burnouts as well. And that's a concussion. Well, we will be right back in just a few moments with hopefully your top 3 interviews here at Auto Club Speedway. Stay tuned.
The yellow flag is out. Pit road is now open. Keep your eye on those gauges. We'll give you 4 tyres. 3, 2, 1, now. We're done. Get going.
Back live here at Auto Club Speedway with the winner of tonight's race, Austin Edstrom. And of course, I love technical issues happening, but of course, everything should be being fine right now. So, Austin, do you have us? And still technical errors, of course. Right, this doesn't like me for some reason, but of course that can be sorted out in about 2 seconds. Alright. We're still good. Go ahead and try again.
What's up?
Yep, there we go.
Woo!
Well, Austin, you became the second driver to win the second race of the season, essentially. So, 2 different drivers and 2 different winners of the season. Hopefully, we can see that streak going to keep this league very interesting, as it seems to be something to keep somebody off guard, if you will. But coming into this race, you were 3rd place in points with 43 points. So, of course, that's definitely going to be helping you out in the long run. But before we get to that, and of course, before we get to next week, my question for you is, how was that race out for you this tonight? Because that was essentially very, very interesting.
Well, Auto Club is actually probably my worst, or it has been my worst track on iRacing, and I don't know what it was, but I just found something in practice that I've been searching for at Auto Club ever since I got on here, and finally found it and found some speed, and it just worked out for me.
Definitely worked out for you in a whole lot of ways as well. So, congratulations to you on that. Some reason my mind just blacked out, but of course, with the halfway caution and then the actual caution that we've had, so essentially 2 cautions, both of which caused, one of which caused by an actual accident, the other one just thrown by race control. How did that did that throw anything into your pit road strategy that you had, especially with that second caution?
The competition caution lap 40, it just pretty much got me and my teammate Alex Huffman to pit on lap 20, and we ended up short pitting, I think, just about everybody by 1 lap, which gave us a huge cushion going into the competition caution. And then after that, I don't remember who it was, but someone else had me beat there at the end. Matt had me beat if that last caution didn't come out. So I got lucky that last caution did come out, and because I qualified first, I had that first pit stall, and it just got me out in front of everybody. So it worked out for me.
You definitely did an amazing job. So, of course, before we let you go, who do you want to thank for your first place finish here tonight?
I don't know, just my team, BSR. We're a new and upcoming in iRacing, so we're just going around practicing, trying to get better.
Well, congratulations to you on that win here tonight. And of course, that was the number 81 of Austin Edstrom, your second winner for the second week. That still doesn't make any sense, of course. And of course, we're going to move over to third place finisher Brady Briggs. Brady, do you have us?
Yeah, I got you, Gary. Go ahead.
Well, he came home with a third place finish here to this week. So, of course, one position down compared to last week, but nonetheless, he still managed to actually keep up that consistency in your podium finish here tonight. So, again, same questions to you. How did that go? How did that race go? And of course, with those two cautions that we had.
First, I just want to apologize to David there in the number 3. Just came up on him real fast there coming out of 4 and got in his back right there. Kind of a mistiming deal on my part, so I want to apologize to him. But yeah, the race, I'm a little disappointed in how I ran. Wasn't really good overall. Was kind of in the back there. If it wasn't for that last caution, I wouldn't be sitting podium. So Auto Club's probably one of my worst tracks. So hopefully next week we can do a little better job.
At least this week you still managed to pull off that podium finish. So congratulations once again to that. So that's actually pretty much it. Although, however, with that first half that we had, I noticed pretty much everybody pitting within about lap 30, lap 25 or so. And compared to at least the iCAR series, unless the setup has changed, as far as I know, you can run at least one entire run just fine for 40 laps at least. But looks like the tires have been wearing just a little bit more than that. So how are the tires for this race?
The tires wore off, pretty good. Auto Club's kind of known for that, eating tires. So you would get loose kind of on a longer run. Also, we didn't have enough gas to make it 40, so I don't know if the admin changed the settings for full tank or not, but we couldn't make it 40, so that's why you saw a lot of us kind of split the difference there at 20.
That actually does make sense. So, of course, before we let you go, anyone that you'd like to thank for your third place finish?
Yeah, I just want to thank the admins for putting this on and getting everybody out here, you up in the booth for bringing it to the fans. Hopefully next week we can bring her home in first place.
Good luck to you on that. We're going to go ahead and let you go. That was third place finisher Brady Briggs. So as we wrap up here tonight at Auto Club Speedway, actually, nope, going to hold off on wrapping up just for a few moments. We will be displaying the point standings to you in just a few moments, at least as soon as possible. So that will be getting worked on right now. Of course, essentially, as the points are being, if you will, quote-unquote, reset, essentially, this was a very interesting race as it showed again, just the pit stops and what strategies these drivers had as compared to pretty much anybody else. Not anybody else, but again, with the fuel and the pit strategies and all that, the tires as well also playing if you will, a interesting factor into this race. Definitely threw a bit of a wrench into most drivers' plans as well. So, of course, before we head off, we're going to head to commercial once again as the points are getting reset, if you will, and just to specify who is where now. So, of course, stay tuned as your points will be coming up.
iRacing. You wanted the best, you got them for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
And we are essentially back for your, again, just essentially a mini post-race show. It's not even a show, if you will, but of course, we're doing it separate just to make sure. So, for thoughts on the race, it was quite interesting, again, with the, as mentioned by, I believe it was Brady that mentioned it was Brady, that the pit stops, or at least the fuel, was altered, not really altered, was changed just to reflect the difference and throw a little bit of a wrench into things and make the races more exciting, if you will. And that definitely did make it more exciting, as even I was caught off guard on why some drivers were pitting as compared to those that were staying out. So, yeah, just essentially an exciting event, as your points are still being worked on by at least me to display them to you guys. So this will be coming up in just a few moments, as soon as possible. Could be rambling on just a little bit more, although I could probably do some last second interviews, but of course that's not exactly how really goes. And then again, that is how it goes in NASCAR, so could be happening, could not be happening. It's a probability. Of course, this race was absolutely exciting to watch, especially even though it was unfortunate that we didn't have as much people as we did last week, but that did throw for a possibility for more excitement in the future, however, as again, the point standings are a thing, and you have to finish at least, you want to be at least within the top 10 before the end of the regular season heads around, and well, next thing you know, you're going to be on the incredibly wrong end of the point standings of where you last expected to be. So point standings coming up as soon as possible, as they are being worked on by as of right now. So it will be, however, the next race will be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the beautiful and quite interesting, especially for 105 laps. Most likely going to take at least just maybe a little bit longer than as of right now. So while you guys wait for your point standings, I would say commercials would be running again, and a recap of a race could be happening again, but seems a little bit strange to do that, especially since not really, unfortunately, at the power of both editing and pretty much doing races, well, should I say, both of doing races at the same time as well as saving them for essentially post-race recaps. Unfortunately, not that great. So Mustangs will be coming up in about 2 or so minutes, so if you guys could just hopefully hang on for a while, and we'll be back in just a few moments with your points. in essence of time, if you will, and also to avoid awkward silence. The points will be displayed, of course, next week. But of course, also keep your eyes on at least mainly Facebook, possibly Twitter as well, but mainly Facebook, at facebook.com/RLBN Gary Weaver. I paused for a second because I'm not sure if it's a forward slash or not. Yep, that's a forward slash. All right. Of course, again, facebook.com/RLBN.Gary Weaver. You'll be seeing the iCAR Cup Series point standings posted there. So, of course, as we wrap up from Auto Club Speedway, as we've already wrapped up, we'll be seeing you next week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 105 laps here for the iCAR Racing League Cup Series.